Welcome to Batman Arkham Asylum, the first in the Arkham trilogy developed by Rocksteady that came out back in 2009, and was so groundbreaking at the time that games today are still influenced by this masterpiece. Well, is it still a masterpiece 13 years later? That is exactly what we're going to be finding out in today's video as we travel back to Arkham, don the cape, and grind all 47 achievements that this game has to offer. There are 4 categories of achievements that we will need for this game. The story achievements, which we'll gain by just progressing and finishing the campaign. We need the miscellaneous achievements for completing random tasks. The collectible achievements for finding and acquiring all the Riddler's collectibles, of course. And finally, the challenge achievements by gaining stars on various challenge missions. So, let's get straight to it. Welcome to the achievement grind. So, of course, the first category that we're going to be doing is the main story, as well as trying to complete as many miscellaneous achievements that we can along the way. Now, to sum the story up as best as I can, the game starts with Batman delivering the Joker to Arkham Asylum, which of course is an asylum for the criminally insane where all of the big Batman villains are kept, as well as some risky and problematic humans. Of course, the Joker breaks free, takes control of Arkham and causes mayhem for us, all whilst planning a party, he says.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but I have a party to organise. I've got guests flying in from all over Arkham. You'll see.
Now, just for context as well, we will be playing this game on the hardest difficulty setting for the achievements as well. But the first achievement we get was gained during our first fight, Free Flow Combo 5, for gaining a 5-hit combo. Now, the fighting did take me a good 5 or 10 minutes to get used to, but once we got a feel for it, we were laughing. However, since the Joker is now loose and freeing all of the inmates at Arkham, our next achievement, Shocking Rescue, is gained by silently taking out Victor Zsasz, who had taken a security guard as a hostage. One swift and clean punch to the brain is all it takes. However, right in the next room, we needed to save 3 people who were trapped by the Joker's deadly toxic gas. So, we delicately and gingerly help all of the stranded souls within for our next achievement, No Man Left Behind. Catching up with the Joker, we then had to fight a horrible and mutated henchman, a towering pillar of meat and muscle that was given a dose of Titan to achieve said gains. Now, all we had to do for this was to survive long enough for his heart to give up. For our next achievement, Malpractice needs more practice. But honestly, with Arkham Asylum, the story achievements came quite often, and sometimes doing the smallest thing would reward me with one, which was fine for me. And our next 2 came from beating the snot out of more henchmen, this time for achieving a 10 and 20 hit combo. We then got the next achievement, Born Free, by escaping the building and finally having a look at what all of Arkham Asylum had to offer. During the next section in medical, I decided to go for my first miscellaneous achievement, Rope-a-Dope-a-Dope, which I earned by dropping a stringed up henchman on another goon, which then surprised him. Another fairly easy one to achieve, before just grinding more of the story. We got just what the doctors ordered for rescuing and saving the various doctors around medical, Daydreamer for dealing with the Scarecrow in our first encounter, and honestly, the Scarecrow encounters were again some of my favourite sequences in the game. And yes, Scarecrow is one of my favourite Batman villains, but shush, it's irrelevant. But by going through these sequences, it really did surprise me on how almost horror-esque this game could be at times. The atmosphere is one of the best things about this game, as it really nails the feeling it tries to commit to without ever being over the top. So I really did enjoy these darker and scarier moments, as it nails these as well. But back to the grinding. Shortly after dealing with Scarecrow, we find Bane, who looks tiny and pathetic. Until of course the Joker messes with that too.
What say we cut him down?
Now, honestly, the Bane boss fight wasn't the most innovative boss fight in the game, as all you do is treat him the same way as you do a mutated henchman, hit him with batarangs whilst he charges. But I must say, besides a couple, the boss fights in this game are pretty lackluster, and something that they greatly improve on in future sequels. But we of course defeat Bane and earn baneful payback. After that, we break into the next building for the story and gain the achievement Breaking and Entering, before we find ourselves in yet another Scarecrow sequence. Again, a fairly easy time to complete, but it is still fun. We shine our light on Scarecrow for the second time for Recurring Nightmare. Then, literally around the corner from this, we also have to deal with Zsasz again, who has taken Dr. Young hostage, the doctor behind the advanced toxin Titan that is being used for Bane, as well as the mutated henchmen themselves. This time, the intense and draining way that we defeat him is by throwing some metal at his head for the next achievement, Zsasz cut down to size. But then, literally 5 seconds after we save Dr. Young's life, she goes and gets herself blown up. Absolute moron. After that we need to track down Harley Quinn, who has taken the Warden hostage, and along the way we come across Poison Ivy. We of course don't release her from her cage because we're not dense, but while saving the Warden, Harley does it for us instead. We then have to save more people and beat more people. We do such a good job of it that Harley gets uninvited to the Joker's party, which doesn't go down well with her at all.
But there is no prize for second place. I'm afraid you're off the party list. Better luck next time.
But we give her a bonk before throwing her in a cell for our next achievement, Solitary Confinement. Also, is it just me, or is there plenty of room to escape through those bars? Like, fair enough, I don't have the boober, but I don't know, it seems pretty easy. Anyway, next we deal with 2 meathead titans at the same time for the achievement Double Trouble, before then going for 2 more of the miscellaneous achievements that we need. Catch, which is to simply catch our remote control Batarang, and Night Glider for gliding a distance over 100 meters. Again, both very easy to achieve. But then we are thrown into the final Scarecrow sequence where, you guessed it, we shine a light on him for a little bit, and that stops the fear gas from having an effect. He then gets munched on by the Killer Croc, taking him out once and for all, and gives us the final Scarecrow related achievement, Resist the Fear. Now the next section is regarded as one of the best moments in Arkham Asylum, and I have to agree. To counter the effects of Titan and to craft a cure, we need to trek into the sewers to harvest special plants. But of course we're not alone when we do this, as Killer Croc is also in the sewers trying his hardest to kill us. Well, when I say trying his hardest, he breaks some wood and runs at you menacingly. But after finding the plants and returning to the entrance, we set up a trap and take care of Killer Croc once and for all, earning us the achievement Crocodile Tears. On the way back to Ivy though, we do get ambushed by another Titan henchman and some goons, so I thought this was the perfect time to go for Freak Show Rodeo for riding a Titan henchman and knocking down 5 goons. But I also wanted to go for mano a mano as well here, which means that I have to defeat the Titan without the use of Batarangs, which was much more of a challenge and was kind of stupid to try here. But we eventually got both, as well as Free Flow Combo 40 for stringing a 40 hit combo together. We then leave and visit Poison Ivy once again, who then turns against us? What? Never saw that coming, an absolute shocker. But because of that, we probably get the most unique and challenging boss fight in the game, as Ivy then takes control of a huge plant and we have to not only avoid thorn vines, goons, but there's also weird plant bullet blob things. It took us a couple of attempts, but eventually we took Ivy down for the Poisoned Ivy achievement. But that's it, now we're ready to attend the Joker's party and to get to the final segment of the story. When we arrive at the party, the entrance is filled with goons with party hats on who clapped for our arrival. So in the nice spirit of things, I punched every single one of them in the head for the achievement Party Pooper. Once we enter the room, we're finally at the Joker, who shoots us and himself with the Titan Serum. But we have the antidote, so of course we use it on ourselves.
You wasted the antidote on yourself? Now that's funny!
But now we're at the final boss of the game, of course, and I must admit the Titan Joker looks incredible, but that's about as good as the final boss gets. I really remember this fight being incredible when I was a kid, but honestly playing through it now it feels really underwhelming, as the boss fight consists of fighting regular goons until we pull the Joker off the balcony a couple of times. Literally rinse and repeat. And I don't know, considering the amazing and unique boss fight that we just had with Poison Ivy, this feels really lackluster, as this is basically a watered down version of the boss fight with Bane. But during this fight sequence I did actually get the final miscellaneous achievement we needed, which I completely forgot about. Free Flow Perfection, which is to string every one of Batman's special moves in a single combo without dropping it, so that ticks off the last unique achievements that we needed. After knocking the Joker down 3 times, we give him an explosive punch to the face, and that means the main story quest is completed. We unlock big, bigger, and biggest bang achievements for completing it on the hardest difficulty. So with the main story completed, it's time to go back through the world and find all of the Riddler's collectibles that we had missed. It didn't honestly take us too long, as we had maps to show us where they all were, and of course all of the gadgets that we needed to find them. So after a couple of hours of searching, we had all 8 achievements bound to finding all of the collectibles in the game. And this part for me was honestly quite therapeutic. Just being able to chill and safely go where I please and find everything was a nice calming experience for me. But we also got the world's greatest detective achievement for scanning all of these weird beetle monolith things. and piecing together all of the information that came from it, gaining us the achievement. However, it is already time for the final part of the grind, all of the challenge achievements for completing missions with 3 stars, as well as a couple more miscellaneous ones that we are bound to get through them as well. The first was Flawless Free Flow Fighter, for completing a combat challenge without taking a single hit, which again was fairly easy to do on the first mission, as well as the Invisible Predator achievement for completing a Predator challenge with no one alerted and silent takedowns only. Again, fairly easy since we were used to stealth thanks to the Dishonored grind that we just achieved a little while ago. From there, it was just a case of taking it mission by mission until we started unlocking them all bit by bit. Firstly, I tanked all of the combat challenges, which all we needed to do was string combos high enough to achieve a particular score, which wasn't too tricky. Some of them required a couple of retries, but I got there fairly simply. However, the Predator challenges were definitely more of a challenge to achieve. As for 3 stars, you need to complete 3 separate tasks in each challenge, whether it be hit 3 enemies with a batarang at once, or zipline through a window to knock somebody down. It did take a little while longer, but honestly, not after long, we were already on the final mission. We pull 3 goons over a railing with our grapple, destroy the floor beneath 2 goons to make them fall to the deaths, and finally scare someone. Like, legit, the final task was to scare a goon. Once we did, we beat his ass and finally achieved Predator Gold, which I remember being an absolute nightmare to get when I was a kid. I don't actually think I ever got it, but that is it. With every challenge done when 3-starred, collectibles collected, story beat and upgrades gathered, we were at 100% and unlocked the last achievement that we needed, the Perfect Night. And that's Batman Arkham Asylum. Honestly, I loved it just as much as I remember enjoying it as a kid. Now, it's not my favourite in the series, that title of course belongs to Arkham City, however this game is pretty much close to perfect for me. The only things I didn't really enjoy was the temperamentalness of some of the AI, as some of them just kind of did their own thing and sometimes really messed me up. And the boss fights were a bit lacking for me across the board. But there's some pretty tiny problems that they rectify in the future series, because otherwise it is an amazing game, and Arkham Asylum is easily a fantastic start for the Arkham series. Will I move on to the rest of the series? I'm honestly not too sure. You will have to let me know down in the comments if you'd want me to tackle Arkham City in the future. But that is all from me today, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more achievement grinding, as I'm already editing the next video as we speak. And also don't forget to swing by and follow me on Twitch, where we go for these grinds live as well. But I've spoke for far too long as it is. Thank you all again. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, folks. Bye-bye for now.